This is The Grip by the Plenteous Life.
Be a bother, the annoying antidote to founder loneliness. Welcome back to The Grip. I'm Becky Henderson, founder and principal coach of the Plenteous Life. Founder loneliness is expensive. The fix is free and slightly obnoxious. My client, a gifted communicator and widely respected leader, spent years telling himself he wasn't good at relationships, and for years the evidence agreed with him. He had acquaintances, colleagues, people who admired his work from a professional distance. What he didn't have was anyone he could call at midnight when things got hard. That's where loneliness lives, and the data confirms it's rampant. Founder loneliness is real. 1 in 3 say they have no one to talk to about the hardest parts of the job. The market's response is peer groups at $5,000 to $10,000 or more per year, executive coaching, masterminds. All of it is investment in finding new people. But most founders are not isolated because the right people haven't arrived. They are isolated because of 2 stories running silently on autopilot. And until those stories get handled, no new program resolves it. Dismantling the loneliness you built. Loneliness story 1. I don't want to be a bother. This one is pervasive among high performers, and it is quietly devastating. I don't want to be a bother stops founders from expressing how they are actually doing. It stops them from asking for help. It stops them from initiating the conversations that would build the relationships they are privately hungry for. It masquerades as consideration for others. What it actually is, a way to feel superior at a distance without risking vulnerability. Watch a child for 5 minutes. No child stresses over being a bother. They express what they need, fully, without apology. The experience of being a bother is not an inherent feature of reaching out. It's a story you learn at some point to protect yourself and then mistake for social awareness. The paradox. The moment you give yourself permission to be a bother, the sense that you are one disappears. What fills that space instead is actual connection. My client, who believed he was bad at relationships, built his entire adult relational strategy around not being a bother. He prided himself on what he could accomplish without others, until he saw the gaps it was producing in his own leadership. He told me, that whole I don't want to bother anybody is killing leaders. It's holding us back because we're so worried about appearances. Exactly. It stunts you from the impact you're truly capable of. Toward the end of last year, he decided to create a circle of relationships he calls his bothersome group. A group of peers committed to the growth and support of one another to intentionally be a bother. They can phone each other without hesitation, without even a thought of, well, they've got a lot going on, so I'll just deal with it alone. He created a place to not only be support, but to simultaneously receive it. If you've built something significant, there's a good chance you built it quietly, capably, and mostly alone, because somewhere along the way, you decided that fostering deep connection was a liability, when it may be the thing that would serve you most. Loneliness story 2. Nobody gets me. This one feels like evidence. It feels like an honest observation about a real gap between you and the people around you. It is not. It's confirmation bias dressed up as self-awareness. The relational isolation is not out there. It's in the story, running quietly on autopilot in you, deciding in advance what is possible with every person you encounter. Here is how it works. Once you decide that nobody truly understands what it costs to operate at your level, your brain starts curating every interaction to confirm it. A colleague gives surface feedback. Proof. Your spouse changes the subject. Proof. A peer talks about their problems without asking about yours. Proof. You are not reading reality. You're finding what you went looking for. Most founders relate to their team as the version they decided the team was 2 years ago. They relate to their spouse as the person they concluded their spouse was in a hard season. They relate to their peers as people who could not possibly understand what it costs to be at this level. The nobody gets me story relieves you from recognizing that people already do, and that you have been the one keeping the door closed. The power of perceived support. Research published in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology by Simone Schnall of the University of Plymouth found that people standing at the base of a mountain estimated the incline as significantly less daunting when standing with a friend than when standing alone. The longer the friendship, the gentler the perceived slope. Even participants who simply imagined a supportive person nearby saw the climb as less steep, too. The mountain did not change. What changed was their perception of it. Founder isolation does not just feel lonely. It distorts your read on what's possible, how hard the road is, and how far you still have to go. The $50,000 mastermind doesn't inherently solve that. Questioning the stories that generated the isolation in the first place does. If you've grown lonely in leadership, be a stand for masterful relationships. Don't wait for the right relationships to magically appear. See yourself as capable of creating them. Be the container that grows them, present, proactively reaching out, genuinely curious. Notice who is already in your orbit. Identify 1 to 4 peer relationships that, if you intentionally invested in them, could be cultivated into the support system you've been missing. Give yourself permission to be a bother. See yourself as surrounded by people who would be thrilled to show up for you at midnight. Then ask for it. Make it a genuine opportunity for them. The capacity you need, the depth you're after, the relationships that would actually hold the weight you carry are already possible. The question is whether you're willing to build them. Keep creating.
Check out the library of resources we've made for you on this channel and sign up to have additional tools delivered straight to your email box every Thursday. Join us at plenteouslife.com/The Grip. This has been another issue of The Grip. From all of us at the Plenteous Life, may you prosper in every way.